Yay, Wei Wuxian is back from the burial mounds. He survived. And it's totally normal. Nothing changed at all. Hi, my name is Cranes. I'm reading MDZS for the first time. I haven't watched the Untamed, so please, no spoilers. And also, I can't do it anymore. This is why we needed Lan Wangji. He cannot be trusted on his own. Wei Wuxian, you cannot be trusted. You get up to all kinds of nonsense. At first, I was cheering for him in chapter 13. I was like, yeah, go get your vengeance. You deserve it. And then at some point, I stopped cheering for him. What are you doing? You were supposed to be different. Look at you. You're so handsome, but I'm so scared of you and for you. The most terrifying aspect of chapter 13 is that you watch Wei Wuxian surrender to this world. You watch this funny, jovial, unorthodox young man become just another cog in the system of cruelty that he suffered under. Some of you said that you had to take a break after reading chapter 12, The Fall of Lotus Pier, because it was just so devastating. You know who didn't get to take a break? Wei Wuxian. I mean, yeah, he was gone for 3 months, but those 3 months were spent on the burial mounds. I, on the other hand, decided that I had to keep reading immediately because I needed to get as far away from chapter 12 as possible because I needed to know what happened after. And I actually completely understand what Wei Wuxian is going through. I completely understand why he has become what he has become in this chapter. That doesn't make it less devastating. That doesn't make it less horrible. But I understand. I get it. I get you. He has surrendered his kindness, his empathy, his compassion, because all of those were steamrolled by cruelty. And now he is bringing just that cruelty back to the world. It's a surrender. It's answering horror with horror. Bravery would be to cling on to your compassion and to your empathy and to your kindness and realize that those are more valuable and that answering cruelty with cruelty will only breed more cruelty, right? But he can't anymore. It's not just that his kindness has always been met with cruelty. The love that he has shown, and he loves fiercely, has always been answered by, love that is contingent on him being capable, on him having skills, on him protecting others. So why would he hold on to it? Why would he hold on to those human parts of himself? But I know that this is not who Wei Wuxian really is, and that this is also a trauma response and a response to the deep loss and the grief that he has experienced that he hasn't fully dealt with. Right now, he feels more like a ghost haunting the world rather than a person seeking connection. We see this in the way that once he returns, his first order of business is not to reconnect with the people in his life, but rather just to go out and, get revenge in the most cruel, torturous way possible. At the end of chapter 12, when he's caught by the Wen clan and, thrown onto the burial mounds, he's basically begging for them to kill him. He's basically begging them to give him more of a reason to come back as a malicious ghost. This is not a person who still believes that life has a lot to offer to him. In fact, I would hazard the guess that he's done with living. He's not interested in life as a full human anymore. And now in chapter 13, that becomes very obvious because the way he's walking around, the way he's behaving, it feels more like he is that kind of malicious ghost. He's so single-minded in his in his hunt for revenge and vengeance, and he's not interested in any of the things that make a human life worth living, like love and connection and trust and kindness and forgiving. So my question is, how alive is he really when he returns from the burial mounds? Part of me feels like he's just an echo moving through the world right now, the echo of the person he was before all of this happened to him, all of this loss and grief and trauma that he suffered at the hands of the Wen clan. And it's not just the torture and the cruelty that he displays in chapter 13 that sort of makes me think that, but particularly the moments between him and Chiang Cheng and Lan Wangji, because he so thoroughly just rejects any attempt by them to reconnect as people on a human, deep, trusting level. Chiang Cheng obviously wants to reignite a brotherly bond between them, but you can't really see Wei Wuxian reciprocate that. Lan Wangji immediately clocks how Wei Wuxian is not himself anymore and has sacrificed a little bit of himself in order to harness the powers that he's now wielding. And yet Wei Wuxian is treating him like just an acquaintance, like he has no authority to talk to him the way that he's talking to him. He pushes these two men and the system that they are still part of away, right? He says, I don't have an allegiance to either of your clans. I am my own person. I am on my own. We're on the same side right now, but don't believe that you have any authority to tell me what is right or what is wrong in a world that has wronged himself, that has wronged Wei Wuxian so deeply, that has hurt him so deeply. Who are they to say that he should adhere to any rules set up by this world? It's complete alienation and rejection of the systems that, kept him in check before. And in that sense, he really reminds me of Shui Yang in this chapter, in chapter 13. I don't know, shaking, crying, throwing up, just want my man back and want these two to get along and just, I want everybody to be happy and not to suffer anymore. And I think the next chapter is going to take place in the present, and I'm very happy about that because I'm kind of done with the past. I'm done with the past. Also, this is neither here nor there, but there was a small moment, a tiny moment, where Wei Wuxian was patting the hair of the fierce corpse lady that was, serving him and tearing into Wen Chao, and immediately Lan Wangqi got jealous. Like, not even in this moment can this man control his emotions. The Lan clan has so many rules, like 3,000 rules. Isn't one of them, you shan't be jealous?